Alright, let's continue on with section 2.3, Foundations of Math 11, angle properties in a triangle. Alright, let's look at this example. Angle MTH, this exterior angle right here, is an exterior angle angle MAT. Now we have to determine what is the measure of angle MAT. Now to start off, let's just identify what this and this little symbol mean. Alright, so this little symbol is the Greek letter theta, and then this little fishy thing right here is called alpha. So they're just used to identify the angles, just like x or y or any other variable. Okay, so let's look over here at this line right here. We know that this whole line is 180 degrees, right? So we know that theta plus 155 equals 180. Therefore theta has to equal 25 degrees. Alright? We also know that all angles in a triangle have to add up to 180, right? So 40 plus theta, which is 25, plus alpha has to equal 180. So 65 plus alpha has to equal 180. The 65 comes from combining like terms there. So therefore alpha is 180 minus 65, sorry about that, minus 6 there, and which gives us 115 degrees. And does that make sense? Well, 115 is an obtuse angle, and if we look here we see that angle A alpha is also an obtuse angle. So yes, that does make sense. And all this is possible because we use the property, this property, angles on a line are supplementary. So if you're given an exterior angle and one non-adjacent angle, then you can determine the other angles. What does that mean? Okay, well, we're given that this is 144, and we can find out what this little angle in here is, given that we know that angles on a straight line are supplementary, therefore they have to add up to 180. So if these two angles have to add up to 180, that means that this little angle in here is 36 degrees. And then we know from the property of a triangle that all angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. This is 68, this is 36, so 180 subtract these two is going to give us that this one is 76 degrees. If you are given an exterior angle and the adjacent interior angle, which is 101 here, then you cannot determine the other angles. So here we know that 101 plus 79 gives us 180. So we know that angle Q right here plus angle P has to give us 79 degrees because all these three angles have to add up to 180. But we don't know what these angles are, and there is no way of figuring them out from the information given. So we cannot determine the other angles. We don't know what angle Q and angle P is, and we won't be able to unless we have another piece of information like angle P or angle Q given to us. Prove that angle E is equal to angle A plus angle B. Alright, so we don't have any measurements. As you can see, we have all letters. So we're just going to have to use the angle properties to prove this example. Alright, so the way we can start this off is that angle E plus angle C equal to 180 because supplementary. Two angles on the same line are supplementary. Also, angles A plus angle B plus angle C also equals to 180 because angles in a triangle. Because angles in a triangle equal 180. Oops, I did not mean to do that. One second. Okay, we'll just leave that line there. I'm still trying to work out the kinks to this. Don't worry about it. Okay, so a plus b plus c equal 180. All right. Using a little bit of algebra, if we move c to that side, then we have angle A plus angle B equals 180 degrees minus angle C. And wow, look at that. If up here we moved C to that side, then angle E would equal angle A plus angle B. So we've proven the properties, or the triangle, or what, yeah. Let's move on to the next question. Determine the measures of angle NMO, so that's this angle right here, MNO, so MNO, that's this angle in here. Try to color it in here for you guys. Okay. And angle QMO, so QMO, which is this little angle in here. Pen is not coloring very well. Sorry about that. So, how are we going to go about this? We have a lot of information in this diagram, so we have to figure out what we're going to do and what we're going to use. First thing, if we look here, these two lines are parallel. This is a transversal. Alright, so if we look over here, 67, these two lines are parallel, okay? And this is a transversal, like we've said. 67 and this whole angle have to be equal, or alternate interior. This whole angle is 20 plus the little bit that we're trying to find out. So theta, which is our unknown, plus 20 has to equal 67 because they're alternate interior. Now let's call this angle here beta. Oh, that's a bad beta. One sec. Alright, so this is beta up here. But before we just move on to find that one, let's just finish off with this. So theta plus 20 has to give us 67, alternate interior. Therefore, theta has to equal 67 minus 20. Just bring 20 over to the other side. So theta is going to give you 47 degrees. Alright, so this is 47. So now we can figure out what beta is because we know all in this little triangle right here, MNO, all three angles have to add up to 180. And we have two of the three angles. So we can say that beta plus 47 plus 39 has to add up to 180. So beta is going to be 94 degrees. Now the last little angle we have to find is this angle in here. And if you zoom in a little bit, alright, we can see that this angle right here is made up of 1, 2, 3 angles. This whole line is made up of 3 angles. And we know that all angles on a line in a straight line have to add up to 180. So 67 plus 94 plus alpha, we're going to call this alpha right there, have to equal 180. So if we zoom back out, and I've already written it out for you guys, we have 67 plus 94 plus alpha equals 180 because it's a straight line that all these 3 angles make up. And if we do a little algebra, we get that alpha is equal to 19 degrees. Alright, so in summary, okay, you can prove the properties of angles in a triangle using other properties that we already know. Alright, in any triangle, the sum of the measures of the interior angles is always 180. The measures of any exterior angle of a triangle is proven to be equal to the sum of the measures of two non-adjacent interior angles. So what does that mean? It means DBA, let's zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so DBA, this angle right here, is equal to the sum of BAC plus ACB. I'm not going to try and color it in because it just doesn't seem to be working for me. There you go. So this angle is equal to the sum of these two angles.